All right, everybody. Hello. Welcome back to another edition of the Rock and Roll Geezer Show. Talk about rock news every week and what's going on in the crazy world. And, boy, oh boy, this week, a few interesting things here. We got Alice Cooper on the agenda. Good old Alice. He just never goes away. Never goes away. Uh-oh. We got some disturbing news on a certain band and a comeback from a legend. We're going to discuss who that is. Megadeth. I'll tell you what, we're going to talk a little bit about Megadeth and Stray Cats. Talk about them and a really surprising statistic that Doc sent my way that was pretty wild that we'll talk about. But first off, I'm your host Murph here from the upper Midwest, and over there on the other side there we got from Wayne's World, we got Doc Vox hanging on over there. What's shaking, Doc?
Yeah, I got another week. What are we? Episode 185 now. So
Could be, yeah.
yeah, something like that. So yeah, I got a good batch of stories. Always scouring the internet to bring you the good rock and roll stories, the interesting and entertaining and important and wacky and
Everything.
whatever else adjective we throw in there. But yeah, Alice Cooper, man, this is very interesting, I think.
Yeah, this is wow. Good old Alice. Where is he? Where is the man? There's Alice right there. Yeah. And headline from, of course, the good people of Blabbermouth. Alice Cooper and Chris Angel. There he is right there. Chris Angel announced, "Welcome to our nightmare at Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino." Holy smokums. So for the first time ever, music icon Alice Cooper and illusionist Chris Angel unite to create the shock rock magic experience of a lifetime. Welcome to our nightmare, with all the smash hits in a theatrical visual feast that will destroy your mind. That's just great. Immerse your senses. Run for your lives. History will be made again at the Chris Angel Theater. Wow. At Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, or Lost Wages, however you want to put it, Nevada, with this exclusive limited engagement partnership. So Chris Angel's got his own freaking theater over there, eh? Well, it ain't his theater.
He's
They
kind
just
of a
put his
mainstay
name
out
on
there.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be
So
the new Wayne Newton. Be one of them guys who just reside there forever. What the hell? Why
right,
go on tour?
Siegfried and Roy or whatever, and I'll just be Chris
Yeah.
Angel. Yeah. But yeah, I find it's very interesting. One thing, it's just two shows. March 6th and 7th are the only two shows, Friday and Saturday.
Wow.
I got to think they're going to expand this. I got to think it's
To
just
make it
Alice has got
worthwhile.
other commitments right now, and they're
Well,
doing it
yeah.
now to kind of just to do it. And I don't know. I got to think there'll be more. I can't imagine just doing two
to
shows.
put all that into it, all that effort
Yeah,
into it, and because it's obviously going to be pretty humongous and insane. And then after two shows, okay, that's it. No, I think
yeah,
they're going to pull a rush. They're going to pull a rush.
right.
Start
In
out
two
slow,
weeks,
see
it'll
what.
be up to 100 shows. Yeah,
Well, they'll see how quickly the first two sell out, and that'll be their arbiter for how they go after that. Do they add more shows, or do they just say, "Oh, let's get out of here before we lose our ass"?
right.
So that's pretty
I'd
crazy.
really like to know how this came about. I'm leaning towards. I bet Alice brought it up. I bet Alice came up with it. I can just picture the two of them sitting around and, hey, we should do something together. And Alice, he's always kind of outside the box, man. I bet he thought of this, man. I bet he did.
I wouldn't doubt
And
it.
I hope that the magic, actually correlates with his songs. I hope it's not just his music's a backdrop for Chris Angel's stage show. I just
Yeah,
hope it's more than that. I hope they
like
actually sync up together and
in schools out, maybe they have it make a school disappear. You know,
something. Yeah.
something like that. Gee, they made a what did? Gosh, back in the
Oh,
day, they made
Copperfield made the Statue of Liberty disappear.
and
Yeah,
an
an airplane.
airliner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay, that was Copperfield. All right.
Right.
Yeah. Crazy. But so
David
this
Copperfield.
Copperfield. Yeah. And also, it's going to be a 90-minute revolutionary concert spectacle of magic, music, and mayhem. Additionally, Fans can take advantage of exclusive ticket add-ons, including a
Oh,
limited number
sure.
of ultimate VIP nightmare experiences with an up-close and personal backstage meet and greet with Alice and Chris and a nightmare collectible package. There you go, man. Dig that. Wow, wow. Good for Alice. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt if it's him. You know, why not shake up the show? I bet you he's got like two shows. He's got the hanging show and he's got the guillotine show.
Right.
And after doing them for you, maybe he's yeah. But you're right. I think it's going to be a test. Do these two shows. If they sell out real quick, well, of course they're going to add more.
Right.
It'd be make a lot of sense for sure. So
Maybe right now this is just the only two dates where they both have available and have it open, and once they kind of clear their schedules, and they'll start putting this
oh
more
yeah.
focus on this. I
Well,
hope. I don't know.
well, let's
I'll
see.
never be able to go see it, but maybe they'll make a DVD of it or something, or put it on YouTube or something.
Oh yeah, and then they go on, talking about Cooper, grandly they have to go brand a Hard Rock. Oh yeah, he was freaking people out in the early days. Holy cow, Oh, settle down there, puppy dog. He was yeah, nobody ever seen anything like that, since. And you can look at like today's Marilyn Manson, but people are sort of expecting an idiot these days. But
Right.
back in what, 68 or 69 when he first started doing all this shit, he was going way above and beyond, and they were freaking people out big time. So
Oh yeah, I remember being a little kid, and hearing you just heard the stories and the rumors and the whatever, and you wanted to believe it all. You believed it all. You're like, yeah, this guy's out of his mind, man. But
oh yeah, and it says here for more than a decade, Angel has dominated the world of magic as the biggest name on the planet. I guess I haven't heard of him. I remember he was on TV for a while, but then he just
yeah,
sort
he's
of went
on
away.
Chris Angel Mind Freak had that show on A and
Well,
E
he
for a
probably
while,
is the
but
biggest one now. Now that all the legends are gone, of our
right,
era.
right.
Wonder what the heck the puppy dog's barking at. Whatever
You
it
have
is,
an
kill it.
intruder,
Yeah,
right?
kill it. Attack, puppy dog. Yeah, I'm gonna be getting another one, another for a buddy for Vesper next week. I've been looking into that. Get myself a pound puppy. Get one of them beautiful things home, brother. I'm very
There you go,
excited
man.
about that. Yeah. So yeah, Planet Hollywood. They, too bad they couldn't have. Well, they could do it at the Sphere, but it's already magic with the inside stuff. They'd be watching everything around him and all the magical tricks on the stage. Nobody would even notice because it's so
Well, I'm sure
magnificent
too.
in there.
It's the Chris Angel Theater for a reason. He's
Oh,
got
good
everything all
call.
set up, and
Oh,
he's got
right, you
all this,
are.
all
Oh
this magic,
yeah, yeah. The
uh,
secret door that he can go back
illusions
and
and
have a
whatever.
have
Yeah,
a
yeah.
a,
He's
a
he's got all
groupie
that
right
stuff set
there,
up. So,
to take
so.
care of. Jeez. Oh, but there you go.
Speaking
Yes.
of the Sphere, I saw a thing online, and they were showing the Wizard of Oz at the Sphere.
Yeah.
Dude, can you imagine? It was pretty. They were just showing the part with the tornado, and it's like surrounding them. It was pretty
Oh, that
cool.
had to
Pretty
be
cool.
cool.
Yeah,
Imagine
I
that in
can't
the
imagine what tickets are for that, but yeah,
imagine that in the 70s. And you know what I'm talking
right.
about. Holy cow. Wow. So yeah, there you go, Chris. There's Alice. There's Chris. They're gonna do their thing for a little bit here and see what happens. But in terms of seeing what happens, what is it? FAFO is the name.
Yeah, yeah,
FAFO. Where are they? Oh boy, there they are. There's Disturbed right there.
yeah. I think
There.
Draymond's the poster child for that, man. Well, among
Yeah,
many others, but yeah.
but no, from the good people of Enemy headline: Disturbed are going on indefinite hiatus, confirms David Draymond. We all need a nice long break. Subheadline: It comes after the frontman's support of Israel reportedly caused the cancellation of a concert in Belgium. Well, it's more than just as It's one thing to voice voice support for something, but when you start signing bombs, that's when, boom,
Right.
that's when you really go the next step. And so last week, the metal frontman took to social media to announce that the band are going on a break after concluding their 25th anniversary, The Sickness Tour. Draman writes, "Not sure when we will be heading back out. We all need a nice long break. Hope to see you when we do." I think they're done, dude. I don't think this is going to go away. What do you think? It's all
No,
because
it's
of,
not going to go away, not anytime soon, anyway. And whether or not they're done,
boy,
maybe, maybe they might just do some studio stuff and just stay off the road. Who knows? But yeah,
wow.
he's kind of standing by his comments that he signed it F Hamas, and yeah,
Well,
even if you're for Palestinians, you should be against Hamas. He's standing by his statement that way and everything. But
yeah, well,
still, dude, it's just
stay in music, You're
this
no
day and
Bob
age. If you
Dylan.
take a stand one way, you're alienating the other half, and that's just the
You
way it
know
is, man.
MC5, dude. You know MC5.
Yeah,
They could
right.
get by with it in the 60s. They kicked ass and took names. But yeah, and then after the tour, he posts, heading home. Thanks so much. Well, where is he anyway? Where is that? There he is right there. Thanks so much, everyone that made the Sickness 25 tour to truly remember. Crew, management, agents, promoters, especially my brothers in Disturbed. Not sure when we will be heading back out. We all need a nice long break, and that's basically, yeah, that's basically them saying, man, we screwed up, man. We went too deep, and now, especially over in Europe, I think they'll have more. Well, they're going to have trouble in the States, I'm sure, but I bet Europe's going to give them a lot of trouble.
Seems
So,
like, yeah, seems like.
doggone it, geez, you got to be social media, the media in general. All you need to do is one wrong move, and if it goes viral, you're done,
But of
man.
course, he's saying that's not the reason. He's saying he gives a big long statement, but the crux of it, he says they won't be detoured, intimidated, or shamed out of rocking the asses of the masses. Yeah, that's kind of a
Masses of
cool
the
little line.
masses. Oh,
Yeah,
that's nice.
I'll go with that.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so he's kind of making it like, yeah, nobody's scaring us from the road, but yeah,
And the
it's
mayor, the
just
mayor of
kind of
Brussels,
are.
well, the mayor of the town that they canceled his concert in, he says, my responsibility and priority are the safety of residents, neighbors, demonstrators, spectators, and staff at Forest National, he says. Given the police's negative advice and the venue's unique location, it was my duty to make the decision to cancel the concert. He had
Well, you know what
previous
though?
well, hang
No,
on,
go
hang on.
ahead.
He had previously described it as a quote moral problem, saying last month, "This is about a man who signed a bomb that was dropped on Gaza. We do not support the presence of this artist, or even less so his position on Gaza."
Okay, that's all well and good, but you
Yeah.
knew that well before, like you canceled it what the day before the show or whatever.
Oh, I'm
So
not sure
why
when,
why
but
why
yeah.
wait until fans are there to stay? You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
knew this stuff months ago. Why, probably knew it
But
before you booked them for the show.
and
So
then
why
and then
you know?
yeah, and then Disturbed replied. They say, music is where all our differences fade into the background. Music has the power to heal, to inspire, and to bring people together.
Oh
It's
yeah, that's
not
from last week. Yeah, we talked
it's
about
not
yeah.
about what divides us. Well, that was like, geez.
Then stop signing bombs.
Gosh almighty. You know, go, drink a stein of beer instead of signing bombs. Jeez. So he says everybody
I
who
think
comes to
really,
the store, we send our man. What?
I think really they canceled the show in Brussels. They found out his whole soliloquy about when he was depressed and everything. Remember that we heard when we saw him, and they wanted no part of that, so they had to
They've
cancel the
had
show.
enough of this crap. And
Yeah.
this ain't the first time his support of Israel's drawn criticism. In 2022, he doubled down on his support and said that he, quote, doesn't give a shite if he alienated people with his pro-alien Israel stance. What a mess. What a freaking... the world is a vampire. Don't let that. It's just horrible out there, man. I don't know, dude. Good luck, dummies. But I think they're going to have trouble getting back up there to stadium-sized crowds at this point.
Yeah.
They're going to be too controversial. Wherever they
Yeah.
show up, there's bound to be some people rabble rousers. If
Yeah.
not outside, they're going to come in. I mean, we'll see. But I think.
All right, babe, this is the thing. Now just lay low, stay out of the news, Draymond. Don't start saying shit. Just do
Yeah.
exactly what you're saying. Just lay low, let it die down. A couple years, your fans will still be, your fans in a couple years. Give it a couple years and see what happens.
Yeah. And, hey, if you got the money too, take a few years off.
Oh
Criminy.
yeah.
If you got family, enjoy the family. Unlike these bands that can't not tour, they
You
just
can always make a comeback.
ha, ha, ha. Good segue, my friend. Speaking of comebacks, boom, there he is, John Bobby, John Bon Jovi there. By golly, yeah, where is he there? Uh-oh, I punched in Yahoo and it looked like it just refreshed, dude. There it is. John Bon Jovi announces a comeback tour after surgery saved his dying vocal cord from career-ending damage. How about that? That's a pretty interesting story, actually. Because, yeah, we talked quite a bit previous episodes about how he had basically blown out his vocal cord. But apparently he found not a maybe not a cure, but something to help him out, because he got two vocal cords, and apparently one of them was atrophied, basically. So the other
How does that
vocal,
happen?
I don't
I can't
know.
even imagine. That blows my mind.
Hold on, I gotta increase the my horrifying eyesight.
Font
Let me see.
size. There you go.
There's the font I need. Okay, yeah. He says, Bon Jovi, John Bon Jovi, bleh. One of my cords was atrophied, and the strong one was pushing the weak one around, and this one was dying. He shared. So he says he found a surgeon who performed a medialization thyroplasty surgery, a cutting edge procedure in which an implant was placed on the outside of his vocal cord to rebuild the weakened cord. He says, the road's been long and tough, but I persevered. So, wow, he's following the operation. He embarked on a lengthy recovery process that included months of rehab, vocal exercises, and rebuilding his stamina. Holy smokums. Yeah, and he said that the injury could have ended his career entirely, telling Guthrie if he was unable to restore his voice to its former strength, he would have given up performing. He says, I'm not an applause junkie. I do it for the joy and I do it for the art. The rest of it is great because I'm good at it. But if you couldn't do it from a place of joy, what's the motivation? I have other things in my life. It's what I do, it's not who I am. Wow. Yeah, that's a whole bunch of wisdom there. So yeah, he's rehearsing for hours every day in his garage to retrain his voice. It's like training for a marathon, he says. Anyone can go for a run. Being able to go a distance is a whole different set of commitments. You have to
Right.
be physically, mentally, and spiritually ready to do that. Puppy dog. Settle down, puppy dog. Well, somebody's out there because somebody's probably jogging by because she'll go nuts when joggers come by just to let them know she's there. But John Bon Jovi, he's going to be out there, I guess, because, yeah, his voice was rough the last few
Yeah, last
times I
time they
heard.
were out on the road towards the tail end of that, yeah, it just steadily just kept getting worse. And which hey, he didn't lip sync it or nothing. I mean, he gave it what he had, and just couldn't do it anymore. And he was bound. Sounds like he's bound and determined, man. He's got the surgery, and he spent months and months in rehab and out there for hours at a time trying to
Yeah.
get his voice back up. I mean, guy's a multi-millionaires, got a lot of other stuff going on. I mean, yeah,
Oh,
like you
yeah.
said, this is not what he has to do. This is, you know, he's seen a million faces and he's rocked them all, man. He's got his kids ass back out on the
Yeah,
road, man.
yeah,
So,
yeah. But he says he's
yeah,
going to be doing a 2.5 hour show night after night after night. And
yeah.
so he's working hard at it. So, holy cow. How about that? Bon
Yeah, you gotta give it
Jovi.
to him, man. More I hear about him, I'm more good guy I think he is, man.
Well,
Remember, he
he's a
saved
good
the
guy,
woman that was
sure.
gonna, the woman was gonna jump off the bridge, and Bon
Oh,
Jovi
yeah.
saved her life. Remember that?
Then he's got
And then, of
the
course, all the stuff he does with the Soul
for the
Kitchen, and
right, exactly.
yeah,
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 yeah. No, he's a
yeah.
good guy. I just, there's some songs I've heard a billion times, and I
Ah,
just,
yeah, musically, I could take him or leave him. Quite honestly,
oh no, but as
they,
a person,
they
he's
had
he's
their place.
stellar, man. Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
stellar dude. Boy, we need more of these guys doing more
I
than that.
saw him on a video where he's talking about that he and Springsteen are close buddies.
Ah,
being both from Jersey and whatnot, and they'll travel around. And he was telling the story about it. Pull up to a gas station, and people are freaking out. The two of them are in a car together. But
no doubt.
yeah, I can imagine, right?
They pay my gas, Bruce. That's what I'd do if
Right.
I was that rich and I roll into a gas station. I'd go in there and say, "Take care of all of them people, pay their gas." But that's if I was rich, which I am not. So in any case, Bon Jovi, yeah, yeah. How about that? And he's an arena guy. As soon as the dates go up, they're gonna sell out. So
Oh yeah.
way to go, Bon Jovi. There's an interesting story. Where are they? Where are these goofs? Uh, uh, there, Dave and the boys. Ah, good
We
old
haven't
Dave.
talked about Dave for a while, man.
Yeah, he's been laying low, and he got a new Megadeth album coming up. Woohoo!
Not just the new one, the final one.
Is it the final one?
It's the final one, man.
That's smart though. Yeah, at some point, yeah. At some point, you got a big enough catalog, just deal with that. But yeah, he confirmed to Rolling Stone that the final Megadeth album, simply titled Megadeth, will include his version of Ride the Lightning, the title track of Metallica's 1984 album, for which he got a co-writing credit following his 1983 departure from the band. So you'd think that's pretty freaking odd, huh? But no, he told the Rolling Stones, it wasn't really that I wanted to do my version. I think that we all wanted it to turn out a certain way. And for me, this was about something so much more than how the song turned out. It was about respect. So, no, it was about you wanted to do your version. That's basically what he just said there. It was yeah. So he didn't like the way it turned out, obviously, and he's doing his own version on it, Doc. What do you think about that?
Yeah, a couple thoughts that come to mind. Like, first of all, why did it take you so long? And I could see him kind of on his way out, wanting to do it if he's never done it. And I mean, he co-wrote it. Why not? Put it
Yeah,
out there.
yeah. It probably bugged him his whole life. His whole
Right.
it's like I wish I would have done that this way. Boom, boom, and now on his way out, like what the
But
heck?
still, to the other end, the guy seems like he's always had the Metallica chip on his shoulder, man.
Oh
Always.
yeah,
His whole career, man, he's had that on his shoulder. And he makes a comment in the interview how, well, let's face it, whoever the guitarist was for Metallica was going to change the world, and he missed out on that. He could have been that guy instead of Kirk Hammett.
oh yeah, yeah. He talks about Hetfield a lot. One day he's a singer, the next day he's an effing powerhouse. And I always respected him as a guitar player. That's pretty weird interview there. But, more power to him. If he co-wrote it, hey, why not? Especially if it's your final album on the way out the door, boom. Why not? Do your own version. Fucking heck. Think that's a good idea there, Doc? Let me see here. Ba, ba, ba.
I wonder if they had some sort of gentleman's agreement that he wouldn't do it or something. And maybe now he's just like, hey, what do I got to lose? I'm on my way. I don't know. There's more to it for sure. There's definitely
Oh,
some
yeah.
more to it.
Yeah, but I can't see Metallica putting up a stink. It's like, nah,
No,
we're
what they
too
care? They'll throw
old.
him a bone. Yeah.
We're too old, and more power to him. He's
Yeah,
going
they'll
out.
totally
He's
throw
heading
him a
out.
bone. Yep. What do they
But
care?
yeah, I'll be seeing him. This summer, this coming summer. Halloween,
Maiden.
September though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maiden, Megadeth, and Anthrax. Boy, oh boy, that'll be wacky, Jack. And I'm really surprised that they've already announced it though. They usually
Yeah.
Tinley Park don't usually start announcing shows until
Yeah.
hell
Right. So like
the
March
first
and
of the
shit. Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
And they've
Yeah.
already got this one in the bag. So, wow, good for them. But yeah, we'll see you, Dave. We'll see you next summer. Maybe they'll play Ride the Lightning. I would imagine he would. So hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
more
Probably would.
power to him. Yeah. Here's a sad story, which sort of bums me out. Where is the cat? Where's the dude? Metallica. Stray Cats. There they are. Stray Cats. They canceled their entire tour due to Brian Setzer's serious illness. Doggone it. This is from Ultimate Classic Rock. The Stray Cats have canceled their entire fall tour, citing Brian Setzer's serious. I'm heartbroken to share that due to serious illness, I am unable to perform and very regrettably have to cancel our Stray Cats tour. He says, I know how this affects so many people, like we talk about all the time, and I'm devastated to have to deliver this news. I've been trying everything I can to go on and do these shows, but it's just not possible. I've been looking forward so much to being on stage with my bandmates again and playing for all of our amazing fans, and I'm gutted. Oh man, and it comes just a day after the band canceled the first two dates. Oh, I wonder what he
Right?
got.
Isn't that always the way? They cancel a couple dates, and then the whole rest of the it
Yeah, we
always
just
seems to
talked
go
about
that
this
way.
last week. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. With yeah, doggone it. Well, jeez.
Stray Cats are one of those kind of bands. I don't know. They kind of had their little niche. I think it'd
Oh,
be a good concert. I'd enjoy seeing it. I'm sure it'd be a great time.
oh yeah, oh
But
yeah,
got the three of them: Slim Jim Phantom and Lee Rocker on the stand-up bass there, and you
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. It's Slim Jim. I think he basically just got a snare and a bass snare drum, a bass drum,
and hi
and a
hat. Yeah, yeah,
hi hat,
yeah.
maybe a cymbal. But just basic, yeah, just basic raw, no bullshit, no effects, just basic raw rock and roll. Doggone it. And they just recently released two new songs, Stampede and Teenage Heaven, since their first song since 2019, and that's start touring and all this stuff, and now, oh man, I wonder what he's got. Doggone it, what is Brian Setzer's in? Well,
That's an autoimmune disease.
oh, oh, right, right. It says
He
toward.
says at the end of the last tour, his hands were cramping up. So he kind of knew something was coming up, and then sure enough, he's got this autoimmune disease. So
Well, there's
you
many
know,
of them, I'm sure. I wonder what that is, boy.
yeah, they didn't go into
Wow.
detail other than that.
He says there's no pain, but I feel like I'm wearing a pair of gloves when I try to play. And he's seen some progress in that I can hold a pen and tie my shoes. Wow, I know this sounds ridiculous, but I was at a point where I couldn't even do that. Luckily, I have the best hospital in the world down the block from me, the Mayo Clinic. You know, it always takes me to that scene in
I know where you go
Airplane
on
on the
airplane.
phone.
Yeah, yeah. Hold Mayo on five. Yeah,
No, no, no,
no,
hold the
ham on
mail.
five.
Ham
Hold the
on
mail.
five,
Yeah,
hold the
yeah,
mail.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh my gosh. So yeah, the fall tour was
yeah.
scheduled to run through November 23rd, concluding in California. He had shows in Cincy, KC, Phoenix, Las Vegas, blah blah. Yeah, let me see if he was coming to Illinois. He was coming to Rockford, the Hard Rock Casino. In
There you
Rockford, he
go.
was coming there. Yeah, doggone. Wow. Yeah, a lot of Midwest stuff. Michigan, Illinois, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio. Wow. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, how old is he? He's probably older than me, ain't he?
A couple years younger than you. I think he's
Is
66. I want to say.
is
I think
he?
I saw.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
66.
autoimmune
So,
disease.
but
Doggone it, man. 'Cause he's a wailing guitar player, boy. Jeez.
man, he kind of revived two kinds of music. Obviously, rockabilly with the Stray Cats. Then remember later in the late '90s, he's doing that swing stuff, Jump, Jive, and Wail. Remember they had that
Oh
hit.
yeah,
So
yeah.
he's always kind of going back in
But the rockabilly, yeah, and
yeah.
that don't get old, man. Those are great songs, a great style of music. So, boy, oh boy, boy, oh boy. Well, we hope the best for Brian. Doggone it,
Yeah.
this bites. Here's a doozy. Let's finish up with this sucker here. Wow, this is amazing. This is I'm very impressed. Top 40 chart hits. Holy schmokums from Yahoo Entertainment. No rap songs are in the Billboard Hot 100's top 40 for the first time since 1990. 45 years. There is not
35. Yeah.
there is not a rap song what I say 1990s? Oh, 1990. Right,
1990.
right, right, right. Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
First week of February 1990 was the last time
wow.
that
With
was the
Kendrick
case.
Lamar and SZA's SCA Zaz.
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar and Thez 13-week Billboard Hot 100 number one. Luther falling off the Hot 100 dated October 25th, 2025. They were officially no rap songs in the charts top 40 last week. Boy, now could that be? Is that a change of taste?
I think it is. It's kind of showing a shift in the culture. I think just kind of. I don't know. I think rap might be kind of on its way out, but it has been short lived. We had 2 weeks without on the charts, and this week there's a rap song on there. So we had 2 weeks without it,
Oh, there's
and
one on
there's
there
one on there
now.
now. Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
Megan Thee
God.
Stallion has some crap on there now. So, but
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame.
I was
Jeepers
trying to
creepers.
find it. I couldn't find it for the life of me. I was trying to find when would have been the peak. When was the most rap songs in the top 40 and how many? And I couldn't find that information. I think that'd be interesting, but
I'll
I don't
be
know. I think
darned.
it's kind of interesting. Hopefully it's not just a fluke, not just an anomaly. Hopefully it'll stay that way, or that's a trend, the beginning of a trend, and we'll just see the periodic one or two until it just totally fades off, like disco
That'd
back
be
in the
good.
day.
Well, and I saw today. Well, here, let me get to my quasar. There we go. I saw today that the GNL guitar brand, GNL guitars. It was Leo Fender, the guy who invented the Fender guitars. He moved on and did Music Man, and then he did GNL guitars, and they just went out of business. They just
Oh
ended
wow.
ended production, went out of business, and I think it's a sad state, Doc. Quite honestly, I think back in my day, back in the late '60s. I mean, yeah, we had guitar heroes. We had, Clapton, Hendrix, Pate. We had all
Right,
them. Everybody's buying guitars. Everybody wanted to be a rock star.
right,
But
right.
but now the changing, changing mood, the changing music, electronics, and all this stuff. I'm sure guitar makers. I'm sure they're having a hell of a hard time pushing their stock because I think it's a total change in we've talked about this before. How I think well, I don't know how I believe you feel. Rock music is basically dying away.
Yeah.
It's just dying away, and with it goes the purchasing of guitars and whatnot. So G and L,
No, you're right. Back in the '70s, I mean, just three-quarters of the people had a guitar, men or women. I mean, everybody had a guitar, acoustic
yeah,
guitar over the course,
folk
something,
singing, all
yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
something.
and I think it's just really taking a hit, man.
Whether you could play it or not, you had one, Yeah, but
Dang right, by golly, and that's sad, but it is what it is. Boy, oh boy, we're in deep doo doo, man. Deep doo doo in terms of rock music. And before I forget, let's talk about YouTube real quick. The latest, well, not the latest thing, but reaction videos on YouTube. We talked about reaction videos on YouTube, and the latest one reacting to early Yes. When they were really just the best. And I'm thinking, boy, that'd be cool to do a show, a reaction show, us old geezers reacting to today's music. And then I realized right away, like you did too, that that's a bad idea because we were going to basically say
yeah,
everything sucks
yeah, this sucks.
because we grew up with this great music that all these people are reacting to now, but we lived it. And so there's no way I could do today's music because we lived with such great music that I basically consider most of today's music
I think
crap.
everybody thinks the music they grew up with is the best music, but no, it really is in our case. I mean, yeah, you can make a case for other
From the
periods
mid
of time, I
60s
guess,
on,
but it's
man.
definitely not now.
Mid
You know,
60s on. For me, it's
yeah.
the mid 60s to the early 80s. After the early 80s with the hair bands and crap, I found the hair bands
Oh no, there's
amusing,
still a lot of Grissom. To me, it did about 94.
A lot of
About
bold hold,
94 was
their hair up to here with the bold hold and whatnot. I
oh yeah.
myself had, I had massive curls, way down. It's just horrible.
A lot of
But
moose back then. Remember that moose? You put
Moose,
moose in your hair?
Moose, yes, yes. Mousse, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good stuff. But yeah, those reaction videos, I thought about this like, man, we can't, there's no freaking way. Because the first song that comes out, this is crap. It's all crap. We grew up with the best. So yeah, the best that all these people are reacting to now because they're so freaking starved for good music that they're going back to our era to find
Right.
the good music. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So that sort of sort of screwed that idea, but I find it amusing. And yeah, the latest ones are Yes. some off a relayer and some off of the earlier stuff. But if any, the Yes album, I mean, that people need to sit down and listen to that from beginning to end. That is a masterclass in musicianship. The Yes album. Oh, that was basically their first big one that hit really hard. But in any case, there we go. There's my rambling for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Sure appreciate you stopping by. Wow. Yeah, yeah. So freaking A, man. We'll see you next week. We'll see what goes on this week with the music scene. It's a pretty weird time out there, but go ahead. In any case, take us home there, Dr. Rooney.
Yeah, thanks everybody for checking in for another week, and don't forget we'll be making some adjustments to the show here coming up. We'll keep you informed, and
Yep.
not nothing too soon, but eventually here in the next kind of 3-4 months or so. But anyway, we'll talk about that another time and see what comes up next week, man. We do have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremonies coming up this week, so we'll have that to talk about
Ah,
next week.
what's that, Sunday
And
night?
probably they usually have it like that. Yeah, probably over the
All right.
weekend. Yeah,
I'll have to look
I don't
at
think
that.
it's a televised yet. I think they're just actually having the ceremony, and we'll
Oh,
just have to
okay.
go
All right. All right.
by
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
reports have and see what they say. But yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit and see what else comes up. So till then, have a great rock and roll filled week, everybody.